We believe that young people in Boston Public Schools are the leaders, the scholars, the entrepreneurs, the advocates, and the innovators of tomorrow. And that is why we must prepare 100% of our students for college, career, and life in the 21st century. It is critical that every Boston Public School student is able to set a vision, choose a course, build competence, work with others, and change course to improve themselves, their community, and the world. We must continue to transform teaching and learning in our classrooms and throughout the school district. Every student and every adult in Boston Public School needs to be engaged in authentic learning, which is working together to solve complex real-world problems. It's happening, but let's continue pushing ourselves. In particular, we know our students who have been marginalized do not consistently have access to authentic learning experiences, and we will do better. For 100% of our students to be prepared for college, career, and life, we must close these opportunity gaps. This year, we will introduce 4 educator competencies, the essentials for instructional equity, that can catalyze the type of transformation in teaching and learning that is required to attain the BPS vision for all students. These competencies are 1. Create and maintain safe, healthy, and sustaining learning environments. 2. Design learning experiences for access and agency. 3. Facilitate cognitively demanding tasks and instruction. 4. Assess for learning. Ensuring that every student has the access to authentic learning experiences is the complex, real-world problem that the entire BPS community needs to solve. And I am looking forward to learning together with you as we work to solve this problem.
So as I was reflecting on the 4 essentials and trying to sort of pick one that resonated with me most, I found that it was sort of difficult because as an effective teacher, you're always having to reflect on all 4 of those components. They're not really mutually exclusive, but how do you reflect on your practice in a way that incorporates all of those elements in a thoughtful way? I try to get the most bang for my buck, I guess. So in any given lesson, you have to think about all of those things. So when I think about the achievement gap, I think about the opportunity gap, and I reflect on it specifically as a Vietnamese, first-generation Vietnamese American. And I reflect a lot on the opportunities and the way that I was able to access education here in America. And I think about, what did my family need that they didn't have? And I think about what did I need at the time that I didn't have?
Those 2 words should really not be together. All students should be achieving, and we shouldn't have to speak of gaps that exist in this predicament.
I think the achievement gap, again, for me, when I think of achievement gap over the years, I've grown to think of it as more so of an opportunity gap. And that's opportunity to access, opportunity for experiences for our students. A lot of times for our schools, it can be access to funding. And I think our job is to provide a learning environment where students are free to make risk to address those issues.
It means that there is a gap within opportunities for kids or the instruction that they're getting that leaves some kids behind or brings other kids without bringing all of them to the top.
I think the role of BPS and teachers to help close the achievement gap is simply to provide the necessary resources that students need. Sometimes those resources might be instructional resources that teachers may need to help bridge that gap. But other times the resources might be something around like the culture, like cultural linguistic practices that might help students to get what they need in order to be more successful or to get what they need to have the same advantages as other students.
We build the bridge. We build the bridge by giving children experiences, and so we do that through conversations, through literature, through experiences in and outside of the classroom, and just equipping them with just skills and experiences that are going to help them get there.
Having them being in the front seat of their learning is super important. And the school is the first place to do that because despite what happens outside of these 4 walls, we have an incredible opportunity to provide a structure that empowers, protects, and strengthens them for the things that they're going to face when they leave.
knowing that something is challenging and still liking that challenge, those two things can coexist. And oftentimes they do in our lives. And so I saw that as it's the essential role of a teacher.